Hello children, today I am present before you with a wonderful poem, Animals. It is in 10th class syllabus. We have many poems, many unique poems in 10th class syllabus related to animals that give different type of message, like how to tell wild animals, a tiger in the zoo. Okay, fog is also there. But this one, animals, it is unique in this sense because the poet of this one gives you a wonderful message. It is related to human values, like these are decreasing day by day. Human beings, they are not following it. Okay, so how wonderfully the poet has presented this kind of message, we'll see in the poem. So before I tell you what this poem is giving you in the name of message, let's discuss some points about its poet, Walt Whitman. See, Walt Whitman is ranked among the top American poets. That includes Robert Frost also. And when we talk about the important qualities of this poet, it is that he is very often called the father of free verse, like the poems where we normally feel that rhyming scheme is not there. Okay, so that kind of poem it is known as free verse poem, and in the modern poetry it is very much popular. People like the budding writers, the new writers, the popular writers also, poets also, they feel that when they feel then they are to write something in rhyme, so they are not able to give that message freely. They do not think that kind of message freely, that they actually want to give through their poetry. So they feel when they write like with free mind, without concerning about meter, without concerning about this verse, they do well. Okay, so enough time we have devoted to the writer. Now we shall start the poem. Okay, so listen, side by side I will be telling you some important aspects of uh, techniques also, figure of speech also. Okay, so keep on learning. Listen, I think I could turn and live with animals. Okay, so this line is the first line. See, it is repeated. This sound t, it is also repeated here. Okay, here also. So when you feel that this kind of sound it is being repeated, so it is a kind of alliteration. Okay, alliteration, it is of two types: assonance and consonance. So when the vowels, okay, whatever, when these are repeated, it is known as assonance, and when consonants are repeated, that is consonant, means consonants. So this is how we have to be particular about these technical issues of the poems. So the first line, I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. See, the poet in this poem, he is praising the animals. They are animals, but he is praising them because he feels that they have got some kind of qualities. He is ignoring human beings. He is not satisfied with human beings. Being human, he is not satisfied with human beings. So he has made up in his mind that he will not live in human society. He will not live with human beings. So he had decided this thing earlier. So with this approach, with this negative approach, uh, like about human beings, so he has some kind of expectations from animals. Okay, so he has made this kind of resolution, he has made this kind of determination. So with this determined approach, he has come with this line, and he says that he thinks that it would be better for him that he should completely focus now towards animals, and he should start living with them. And he also feels that it would be better for him that in place of this human body, human form, he should be transformed into a kind of animal, and in this way he would be living with them easily. But why does he think so? Why does he feel that he should be transformed into human, means animals, or why should he start living with animals? Why not with human beings? There are some reason. He says that they here means animals. They are so placid, self-contained. Placid here means satisfied, peaceful. Okay, unlike human beings who are arrogant. See, basically this quality it is with animals, that they are quite ferocious type of animals. They are they have that killing instincts. Okay, so they are very much dangerous. But now human beings have got these qualities, and that is why he does not want to live with them. So he says that animals are quite peaceful. Okay, self-contained means they are self-satisfied. They do not know. They do not want more. They are happy with what they have. They do not uh, hoard the things. They do not collect the things like human beings do. They run after money. They run after collecting the materialistic things. Okay, so they, like, one more thing is, like animals, they attack somebody, like their prey, only when they need, like when they are hungry. Otherwise, they do not harm anyone. But human beings, they do it deliberately. Whether they need something, whether they are required for something, it is not their issue. But what is that important for those that they do. Okay. I stand and look at them long and long. See, the poet, the poet has started observing these qualities among or in animals, and he spent a long time observing these qualities, and he continuously making this approach in his mind that certainly it would be better for him that he should start living with them and start learning those things which the animals have. Okay, and what animals have right now, according to him, that they have wonderful qualities. They are peaceful, they are peace lovers, they are satisfied every time. They do not attack people intentionally, they do, but when they do, it is their need. Okay, so that is why he he is observing them, and he is taking a lot of time while doing so. So when he approached towards animals, and when he has spent a lot of time with animals, so two or three important things he found. First, that they are satisfied, they are self-contained, and now some more qualities. Okay, like when he spent more and more time, so he found that they have some other qualities also. See what that quality is. See, when one particular phrase it is repeated, okay, it is repetition, clear? It is alliteration also, and it gives you this aspect also, assonance and consonance. So, listen, they do not sweat and whine about their condition. See, this is very important about their condition. Sweat and whine means complain, keep on crying. See, human beings, when they feel that they have been denied for something, they have not been given what they deserve, so they start crying. They start like raising slogans. Okay, so they do this kind of thing deliberately. They want to create some kind of pressure on the authority. Okay, they call on strikes also, and when their demands are like completed, then they call up. But this kind of nature, it is not found in animals. It has been told in the first stanza that they are self-contained. They are satisfied every time. So when a person is satisfied, so it is no need that they would do some kind of complaint. So the poet found while while living with them, that animals, they never complain about their condition. Like they remain happy in their situations. Okay, whether they have got something to eat, whether they do not have something to eat, they do not complain. Okay, they accept their situation what it is. Okay, so this is a very important quality, means they accept their existence in any form. Okay, they do not complain to anyone. Clear? Next, again, they do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. Again, very important line. See, human beings, they are fearful by nature. They are God-fearing creatures. They believe in the activities based on virtues and sins. They judge it. Okay, they judge this kind of activity. They judge their activity whether it is good for human beings. It is a kind of sin that they have committed, and then they do some kind of penance also. They do some kind of realization also. Okay, so but this is not found in animals. Like suppose human beings, they have done some mistakes. They have done some kind of crime. They have committed some crime, or they have done something wrong to human beings, to their fellow men. So what they do in that situation? They become full of tension, and in tension they do not sleep properly. They keep on lying on their beds awake. Okay, they are full of anxieties, they are full of tensions, and they keep on crying, okay, and they ask God to forgive them. They request God to forgive them because they have done some kind of sins. This is about human beings. But in animals, in the case of animals, such thing never happen. Okay, such thing never happens in the case of uh, animals, because they never judge any activity on the basis of virtue and sin. Okay, because they never take this thing in their mind. They like whatever that has been done, it's okay. It might be good for them, it might be bad for them, it might be good for others, it might be bad for others. That is not their cup of tea. Means they do not take pain for such kind of activity. They remain happy. Next time, they do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. See, in this world, every person becomes a kind of, feels himself a kind of advisor. So they keep on advising, okay, this is your duty towards him, this is your duty towards God, so do it. And suppose you are not to fulfill, you are not able to fulfill that duty, so they impose that kind of thing upon you. Sometimes it can be taken as a pressure. And pressure, you might be taking some other activities also, you might be doing some other activity also, you might be taking that pressure in negative way also. Okay, and then some negative steps are also being taken by human beings. So this kind of thing, it does not happen with animals. They do not take any action for granted. They do not consider that this thing is poor, this thing is good. They do not take any activity that it is a kind of duty that must be done. Okay, they never feel that it should be done. They feel that whatever they are doing, that is good. Okay, so they never feel that this kind of action should be done in this kind of situation. Okay, so that is why they remain happy. They remain happy, they never discuss what should be done, they never plan. They never plan like what you will do, what he will do. Okay, it is not their matter of consideration. It is the matter of consideration only for human beings, because we make people God. It is only our understanding. We raise human beings to the level of God. We make them supreme. We make them downtrodden. But in case of animals, it does not happen. They are worried only about themselves. They they never feel it to the extreme that the human beings feel. When you keep on telling that you should do this thing, so sometimes you feel that it's a kind of sick attitude. So they do not make human beings, or they do not make anyone feel sick about discussing their particular duties towards God or some other creatures. Okay, so now we will do third stanza. So children, now not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things. See, demented with, it's a kind of madness. Mania is also madness, but here it is excitement. Like human beings, they always run after materialistic things. They always run after fame, name, money, all these things. It is not found in animals. So he says that not one is dissatisfied. Means this case, it is with human beings only. Human beings are not satisfied. They are dissatisfied. But animals, every animal, every single animal, means all the animals, they are satisfied and they are not mad. They are not excited with madness to collect, to hold the materialistic things. Human beings they always do, but animal they never do. All the animals they are self-contained, self-satisfied, and uh, they take those things only which are meant to fulfill their needs only. Nothing more, nothing less. Rather, they manage with less also. Not with, not it is like human beings. Clear? Not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago, like our forefathers. Okay, so human beings, what they do, we have this kind of approach, like we raise uh, a person amongst us that he would be given huge respect. Okay, people start worshipping him. Okay, we start bowing before them, we kneel before them. Okay, so that we can get our things done. Okay, we remember our forefathers also. We expect that our forefathers they would bless us so that our future present it becomes safe, it becomes secure. But it does not happen in case of animals. Animals, all the animals, they feel that all are equal. They do not have these words like this extra respect. Okay, they respect everyone, but they do not undermine others like we human beings do. We uh, like underestimate others' capabilities. We sometimes we do not regard for others. We feel that they do not deserve this kind of regard, respect, and some people we feel that these they deserve some kind of respect. But in animals, this kind of approach is not there. They consider everyone equal. That is why they do not before others. They do not remember their uh, forefathers. They do not remember their ancestors. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth because they feel that all the people in this world they are equal. They are you can say happy. They feel that everyone, not everyone is respectable and unhappy. It means it is opposite. Human beings they feel that human beings themselves they feel that okay, suppose they do not get anything, so they become unhappy. Suppose they do not get some kind of respect, then they keep on crying, they keep on complaining, at different levels that they are not respected. But it does not happen in case with animals because they feel that everyone is happy and everyone is respectable. Okay, but extra respect they do not give to anyone because they what they actually teach human beings means animals are teaching, animals are showing values to human beings that we should not give extra regard for others. We should not show extra regard to others because a person who has been shown this kind of thing then he undermines the people, undermines the other human beings, means they underestimate the same species. Human beings considers the other human beings downtrodden people. He has negative values for those, negative comments for those, but it does not happen in case of animals. Animals feel that all are equal. There is no word respect, everyone should be respected, and no one is happy in this world. Mean no one is unhappy in this world. All are happy. Last result is very very important. Listen. So what animals do? They show their relations to me and I accept them. See, so now animals, what they are doing, they are showing some kind of affection to this poet. He has started living with them, and when they start showing some kind of relations to them or to him, so the poet started accepting that relationship. See, this is the same thing that happens in society also. Like when you respect others, others will do. In this way, equality is there. Okay, when you express love for others and the same do for you, this is equality. And this kind of example it has been shown to the poet in this poem. When he himself starts, living with them and the animals, they have accepted him. Means this should be the setup in the society that every person should accept human being thoroughly as a whole. Okay, we should not consider that that person belongs to different caste, that person belongs to different community. It should not be there, because when we do so, it means we do not accept them as a whole. But animals, they do this thing. Animals accepting human being as a whole, and that is why human being also feels that okay, they have shown relations to me, now I also accept whatever they have done to me. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince means exhibit, they show them plainly in their possessions. See the virtues which are like the virtues, the qualities, the human values, the values of civilizations which were with human beings earlier, but now those values are in the possession, in the control of animals. And those qualities, those tokens, these have been brought to the animal, brought to the poet by these animals, and they are exhibiting, animals are exhibiting every time those human qualities, civilization qualities, okay, that they have in their control. Means it is very much proved that animals now do not have, means human beings now they do not have those qualities which used to, or which were quite useful in making the civilization. But now these qualities, these tokens are with animals only. I wonder, so when the poet finds that these qualities, these virtues, these tokens, now these are in the control of animals only, so he feels surprised. He starts thinking where they get those tokens. He starts thinking, means how come that these animals have got these tokens, or from where these tokens, these virtues, these qualities, these animals have got from. He starts feeling, he starts thinking. So he comes to a particular conclusion. He feels that did I pass that way huge times ago? He feels that it might have been, or this activity might have been done by him. Like he himself is responsible for giving these tokens to these animals. He feels that he might have passed from this place. He might have gone through this forest earlier, okay, and very carelessly, very negligently, he might have dropped these qualities here near these animals, and the animals have accepted them, they have practiced them, they have started living with those qualities, they have started exhibiting those qualities in their nature, and in a way they have made those human virtues as their own, and now they are in a position that they can give lesson about these qualities to human beings. This is quite ironical. See, the qualities which were with human beings earlier, now they are they have lost control over those qualities. Now these are in control of human beings, means animals. So animals are exhibiting true culture, true humanity in the real sense. So overall we can say that the poem, it gives a wonderful message that human beings should learn many things from animals. We should not treat ourselves that we are the supreme creatures. We might be supreme only because of that we have got some mind. We have got this mind. We can think, we can scheme. But time has come now that we should realize that everyone is equal in this world. We should not try to underestimate the abilities of others. Okay, we should treat everyone equally, with fraternity, with the feelings of brotherhood. Only then true culture, true civilization can prevail on this planet. Okay, so overall, I think you have understood the things well of this point. So very soon I'll be available with different point. By that time, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you very much.